Hey everyone, and welcome back to another daily VOD review with me, Dro. We're going to get into the game here between H2K and G2. Lots of twos, the battle of the twos. So, just quickly looking at the draft here, we've got Corki for the mid lane, Jungle, Lee Sin, Poppy in the top support, Quinn in the top lane, Caitlyn and AD carry. And for Gamers 2, we have Gangplank in the mid lane, support Braum, AD carry Ezreal, jungle Nidalee, and a top lane Malphite. So let's just start this up here and let's get it forward to the start of the game. Let's just skip a little bit here. So we have some pretty interesting talking points in this game. We've got some nice split push action with it's a bit of showing off there. He's probably just going to base. He should do anyway. H2K are looking to invade here. They're probably wanting to. They're wanting to 2v2 lane because of the strength that Caitlyn and Poppy has over Braum Ezreal. So they look for the lane swap boards here, and Gamers 2 answer with that. It's a pretty smart play by H2K. They want the 1v1 early for top, and they want the and they want the 2v2 lane in the bot. Or at least like 2v2 versus 1v1. They don't want to lane swap because they have advantage in top and bot. So Gamers 2 are going to want to try and get a 2v1 and sacrifice the Malphite, because Malphite does what Malphite does with any amount of gold, which is he hits level 6 and presses R. So that's always fun. And here they do some jungle shenanigans to just like bully the lane even further, and they manage. I think the Lee Sin is going to start this side, some weird jungling start, just looking to put pressure on bot. So they're going to look at to win the bot lane very hard with the jungle pressure, but the junglers will be pathing the opposite direction. So the Lee Sin will be pathing to the top lane to maybe go get a gank on the Malphite early. And the Nidalee's just probably going to look to power farm the jungle, maybe get the odd thing off. And this is the power of early game Quinn if you can play her. She's a pretty strong pick if you play around it. And I don't think H2K have a comp that plays around it very well, in my opinion. They need more of a front line for it to work, in my opinion. I think Fnatic played it really well. I might do a VOD review of that because I think they played with the Quinn very, very well. So it's going pretty much H2K's way in the start of this. They've got the advantage in mid, advantage in top, and advantage in bot lane, so they should be looking to get ahead early. They are completely and utterly screwed if a Malphite ults on top of their head, though. And Malphite's a really nice pickup. They're going to just look to pressure a mid lane with their siege of a Caitlyn Corki, with the Lee Sin and the Poppy for disengage, and the Quinn to split push / jump in and destroy everyone. While Gamers 2 are looking to scale up with their Ezreal Gangplank, they can siege a little bit with that, and they're just going to look for the counter engage with the Nidalee and the Malphite, and then have the Braum as the disengage. So the win conditions for H2K are sieging up and pressuring from mid-game power to win the game with their Lee Sin, their Corki, and Quinn. While Gamers 2 looking to break that siege and make better picks and better team fights. So that's the two win conditions of the teams. So looking at this, Nidalee's doing Nidalee things and just farming. Lee Sin's looking for a gank or something. While the Corki is just pushing the Gangplank in like he should, using his range advantage. This is pretty dangerous for the Lee Sin here to do this. Like, I understand why he's doing it, but it's still pretty dangerous because Nidalee can 1v1 a Lee Sin. And that's unfortunate that resets. I mean, he does have the laner advantage because Malphite's completely human at half health, so he's doing well to pressure here because Nidalee's got a mana bar and Lee Sin doesn't, but I think he's fine. He knows his limits. He's just looking to take away the farm, basically. They've both got red buff, but he has got the Krug to hit him, like, so if Nidalee had more mana there, I think Nidalee would have won that. He played that quite well, Jankos, but he was still pretty greedy because he now has to base pretty much. He's not. He's gonna farm a bit more, but like he had 2 camps to go for, and you didn't have to muck. Like he mucked about well, but he mucked about a bit too long, in my opinion. So, doobly boo. I would have thought that Caitlyn would have had a bigger advantage going into the mid lane, the bot lane than this is so far. Especially with the early pressure they put on, which means Ezreal's doing quite well. He's only 4 CS behind Caitlyn. Ezreal's okay into Caitlyn, but Caitlyn still has the advantage. He does have his Qs, I guess, but it's still pretty, you know. It's still pretty, yeah. So this lane is still heavily in favour of Quinn, but I mean Malphite has backed and bought 2 items, so he has got some advantage in the lane even though he's down. This is just what Nidalee's going to do all game. She's going to power farm, look to be a nuisance. Good ward jump there to avoid the thing, but Nidalee's just such a strong 1v1er in the early game. Oh no, he got the thing. Oh, that is pretty close. That was a nice outplay there by the Lee Sin, and well fought there by the mid laner of H2K. So H2K have a better. They neither can make those plays because they had great warding. That's why Braum's really good into Caitlyn, because Caitlyn's poke's very kind of, if you don't stand in her range, her poke's very telegraphed. So Braum has a pretty easy time doing stuff. So I think here Nidalee should just leave. Like it's so greedy to do this. It's just so greedy because you know the Corki's going to turn up, and Corki's just got some immense poke and an exhaust as well. And then Dangerous Game saves his life, which is always nice. Everyone loves a bit of Dangerous Game. So Odoamne is too far up here without any ward coverage and is probably going to die. Oh, he gets the leap. He gets the leap. Can he do it? Oh, he's just out of turret range. That's pretty unfortunate, but he shouldn't have been in that position anyway. He doesn't have good enough ward coverage to stop the Nidalee from coming in there. So Lee Sin's just going to look to take the farm away. He's just going to look to punish that on the opposite side of the map. And then probably look to gank bot lane because they're pretty up into tower. And they're at half health, so that's pretty nice. And now he's going to look to take the blue away, which is pretty risky because here comes Nidalee. Going to give it to Corki. This is really risky because Nidalee's right there. And they got it. Okay, and they got it for the right person as well. Oh, the Corki. No, Corki, run away. So Corki's a bit overextended, but they get the jump. They've got the jump on him because I think they got the teleport advantage. Yep. So a really nice, well done play. I didn't see the ward there. So a really nice play actually. It's a good bait. I thought Corki was in trouble there for a second, but H2K's teleport did well. So they're looking to snowball this advantage now. They've got gold leads in every single lane, and they've just used the teleport unresponded. So they should look to pressure an objective here, and I think they're looking to push in the mid lane with the mid laner dying. So Corki's a bit of a spike, like a semi-spike. He's got his Sheen. Gangplank's got the TP. Okay, so it's not as bad as we thought for Gamers 2. It's just pretty nice because they know the Malphite doesn't have the TP, so they do well here TPing on top of this. Because the Nidalee goes a bit too far in, and the Poppy does really nice there to stop the Gangplank from scoring over the Corki. Like, I mean, if he auto queued the Corki, probably would have died. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, Corki's just so strong now. He's got boots and he's got a Sheen. He's like kind of 3/4 spiking at the moment. So, I mean, there's nothing Gangplank can do but farm, really, at the moment. So, just forgive him getting more farm here. Ezreal's actually got a pretty decent backing there. He's got a Sheen, a Tear, and a Cloth Armor. So that's going to help him immensely. He's going to be able to spam spells. I think like he should have got more of a CS advantage, maybe by freezing instead of just pressuring the tower more. They could have really screwed the Ezreal if they wanted to here, and Overwhelm is just too far up. They're using nice use of the gangplank there, like to use that just to secure the kill. It's pretty nice. They're not putting enough. Like the problem with H2K, what they're doing at the moment is, yes, they're pressuring bot, but by pressuring bot, they're leaving a champion who has a real problem. Like the Quinn needs gold, and the Quinn needs to have like some vision around her, because when Quinn gets dived, she can't really do that much. She's okay, but she's not great. Corky's doing well here to pressure this tower, but they're not putting enough vision topside to be able to make these plays bot side with the Lee Sin and just have the Lee Sin camp bot. So it's pretty bad vision control there. If you look at just all the vision that's here, like the Quinn cannot be in this lane because there's no vision like here from H2K or defensive vision here to allow this Quinn to push up further than like here. And even then, she was at tower and she just got dove because Gamers 2 have identified the weak spot, which is the Quinn, and they're just looking to take advantage of that now. 1 second. So they really need to get this mid lane tower, and they probably can. Okay, that's so big now for H2K. The fact that they haven't had to rotate anyone and got a mid tower makes me, you know, that's very big for H2K. The fact that they've managed to do that. The only thing they need to watch out for now is that Quinn's relevant in the game. If Quinn becomes irrelevant, then I could see H2K losing this. I actually don't know the result of this game. Wait, do I? I think Gamers 2 win it, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe. So H2K looking to they need to put like this. Yeah, they've got Lee Sin and Corky there. Okay, that's fine. But the Quinn's just been. I think she's been like she's taken the brunt of Gamers 2 for a bit too long. She's now behind the Malphite, and that shouldn't really happen into the early game because he can now bully her a little bit. She can't really do much into him. It's a bit of a shame. So I think Forgiven wants to back here and buy his Infinity Edge and start his mid-game dip. But it's pretty nice that they can, like H2K, they have a tower down, because they have the tower down in mid, the dip that Caitlyn has isn't like that huge, if that makes sense. Because before, like, Caitlyn trying to siege mid lane with only Infinity Edge is one of the most dire things ever, because yeah, she can auto you, but she can auto you like once every 4 years, so it's pretty bad. Well, now with that being down, the Corky's just free to just shove in whenever, as long as they have the vision control like here and here, the Corky can just shove this all day. And then they're looking to take another blue buff away from the gangplank. They probably just look to make the same. Oh, they take it. Okay, that's a nice deal. It should have been Jankos should have realised that was happening. So yeah, the Queen can't do anything against this Malphite. Like, oh no. That's like 3 autos and an empowered auto and a turret shot. That's a worrying sign. So I think like I think like something that's going to come back to bite H2K is their lack of tank shredding into this team. Like they've got triple AD carry and they don't have enough of a front line to carry it, in my opinion, especially with the Lee Sin going warrior. Because Lee Sin's pretty useless without warrior, so I mean, like this in and itself is pretty. I've just got this feeling that that H2K is not going to be able to deal with this Malphite because no one's going to buy a Bork. They've got 3 AD carries, no one's going to buy a Bork. This is going to be pretty bad. So It's all happening bot side though, yeah. So they managed to. This is really bad. The fact that Malphite's managed to take this tower because there's just no pressure from the jungle. Like Malphite's just been able to bully this. He got caught up in CS and then bullied it. And Vanda's too far forward. That's a really good W, but he's still too far forward. So, meanwhile, Corki, like, this is doing really well for H2K. This is doing really well. But this is the worrying part because you kind of both comps are kind of reliant on the top laner kind of coming into the fight and making a difference, while Gamers 2 have put pressure onto their top laner, while H2K have kind of just left the Quinn out to dry. And I'd rather have a Malphite with no money than a Quinn with no money, if I'm completely honest. Like, CC hard tank with no money or AD carry with no money. Well, I know what I'd choose. I mean, Quinn's just she's wailing into that Malphite and just not even making a dent. That's really bad. Because I mean, like Poppy can't stop the Malphite ult as well. No one can stop the Malphite ult. So yeah. Yeah, I kind of get the Poppy as a flex pick, but I think like having the Poppy as your support isn't bad, but having no other tank on the team is pretty bad. So I mean, if we look at the vision here, Gamers 2 have very defensive vision here, while H2K are looking to really push their vision up now. They should really be looking to expand this vision. With their pink wards, everyone should have a pink ward and everyone should be placing it like either defensively or offensively. And I only see 2 on the map, and that's pretty bad. Yeah, they can sniff something here. That's pretty smart. So Corki's just got free reign of this tower. He might even get this at some point. This is pretty nice. Gangplank's starting to get to the point where he can kind of wave clear though, so yeah, it's pretty near. And Ezreal's just 30 CS behind, which isn't too bad for a really cheap build on blue build Ezreal. I mean, it's what, 4,500 gold and Infinity just 3,800 gold, so it's pretty nice. Oh, Cork it! Oh no, that's an ult. Oh, good flash. So yeah, he's managing to repel this. He should look to clear the way for it. Yeah, okay, cool. Where's Quim? Okay, so they missed that. I don't think they should go for that play. I think you're scaring them off, and you should just rotate and try and take Dragon or something, because you know they have to base. Yeah, they've really done nothing with this bot pressure. Like bot lane tier 1 still isn't down, Dragon isn't taken because they've got such a safe lane in Brom, Ezreal. Like pick me a lane at the moment that can stay safe. There's not many more that can stay safe against a lane bully than like Ezreal Braum or Ezreal Janna or something, or Ezreal Soraka. Like, it's a really nice thing. So they should take the dragon off of this and just like their siege really relies on dragons, I feel like, because A, it gives you a late game win condition, and B, it makes your poke more prevalent in the early game with the 6%. So they're finally getting a blue buff for the Gangplank, which is going to be really nice repelling this Corki siege. They've done a really good job at keeping that so far, but now it's kind of turning. The Gangplank's starting to come online, which is a bit of an issue because Gangplank can rip every single person on that team a new a-hole, while H2K are really going to struggle getting through their tanks and getting to the Ezreal, who can just kite forever, and Nidalee can just kind of kite. Gangplank can as well, to a certain extent. So, Gamers 2 actually have dragon control here as well. They're looking to potentially keep the dragon. Yeah, this is really surprising, in my opinion. I don't think Lee Sin's a great pickup at all at the moment. I think he must have lost every game he's played. I think he's just a really. It's not that he's a bad champion. He's like great for solo queue and stuff because he just does what he does so well. But like for competitive, he just doesn't fit at the moment. He doesn't take towers well, he doesn't protect, he doesn't, tank, he doesn't really do much. Because the game's like so... It's snowbally, but it's not snowbally in the fact of like win game, win lane. Win lane, win game. Which is what Lee Sin excelled at. Like you get a lane ahead and then they snowball off of that and then blah 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 blah. It's more kind of sieging a tower and getting the towers, so yeah. Caitlyn's hit her 2-item power spike. So they answer the top tower there. That's really nice pressure by H2K, and they haven't lost anything for it yet, though it could all change. They've got a big Malphite. Yeah, and another thing I want to highlight is that the fact that H2K I don't think any of them will buy any sort of like true tank shredding item. They buy like flat pen, but that's going to do nothing against a Malphite's like 500 armor. What is it? Corki does give a magic damage threat, but not on his own. Like he's pretty nice, but he won't Malphite can build one MR item and counter the Corki damage. Like it's pretty they needed something else in this. Like if Tamkent, I don't know if Tamkent was banned, but Tamkent would have been a better top lane pickup. I think he counters Malphite really hard because he does the same sort of thing, like in the lane, like he just kind of wants to slap. But Tamkent slapping you kind of has a timer on it with his eating and stuff. So other one is probably going to get caught out here. Why did that auto not go off? Good slow. But oh no, the heal. But he finally gets caught. But they had to burn a lot to finally get that kill. So H2K might be able to turn this around. Nope, because, I mean, this is what I mean. Like, no one can touch this Malphite. No one at all can touch this Malphite. They need to build a Bork on, like, all 3 of their carries at the moment. And then they're just not. That was a really nice play. Corki's just going to try and hit his mid lane. But Ezreal's coming up. And they're actually going to get a bot tier 1, so that is a pretty bad fight. I mean, this is what I've been saying, like, no one has any shred. Why does he cancel his auto? Why does that auto not go off? That's really strange. Holy moly. Must have cancelled his auto. That's pretty strange. So it was a pretty nice outplay there with the teleport, but no, watch his Malphite come into this fight. Watch his Malphite. Like no one could do anything to this Malphite, and that's the warning sign for this game. If you're in solo queue and this is happening, build a Blade of the Ruin King now. Hopefully these 2 daggers are going to go into a Bork. Please let these 2 daggers go into a Bork, for the sake of my own sanity. Like, Bork is not a great first item, usually, but it's a great item, especially into the power of, like, hard tanks at the moment. H2K, though, even though they're losing, they have really good Baron control here, which is nice to see. They really need to get Ryu back, though, because Ryu kind of makes this team, and they also need to draft better, but yeah. So. Quinn's just going to split push against this Gangplank now, but no one can touch the Malphite, in all honesty, because they've got 380 carries. It's not like they've gone Kindred jungle with a tank top lane and 380 carries, that's fine. It's not like they've gone kind of, yeah, like, that would probably, or like 380 carries and then a tanky jungler. They've just kind of gone like 380 carries and a Lee Sin, which is like, yeah, and into a Malphite as well. The Malphite pickup's really nice. So I wonder if G2 will do so I can show it off the Baron ward. So they go in here because they know the Gangplank's really weak. Oh no! Oh, that's so depressing when that happens. So they've got the package, but I mean, H2K will just look to siege this. They'll just look to try and take these towers. They're kind of exiting the point where they can win the game, H2K. So it's a bit worrying here. They really have to make a Baron play and get some fast rotations. If they get it, yeah, he got it. Whew. Last auto. So they really need to hurry up, basically. If game is 2, rush the Baron here. Or at least siege the mid. If they make a play onto this Corki, it could be pretty disastrous. Yeah, this is bad. Now he's bought Zeal, and they need to rip through this, which is just absolutely awful. So they're going to look for the Baron here. They've got a really nice shred for this Baron with a Gangplank, Malphite, and Nidalee and Ezreal. That's pretty nice. Corki can just wave clear though. That's a pretty nice Caitlyn ult to kind of just zone the Gangplank, like knock him down a little bit. That's pretty nice because you're not going to be able to get through this tank line, but they've got really good damage onto this with the Nidalee and the Ezreal especially. Oh, that's a good poppy ult. So they managed to actually get like 2 of the really big people away. That's a really nice poppy ult, and the Corki's just going to clean that up. But again, no one can touch this Malphite, and this is the problem. So they're looking like they're winning this, and they are kind of winning. They were kind of winning it, but it took so many people to kill that, and they're not going to be able to take this. I mean, I don't think you should go Zeal there. I think you need to go Blade of the Ruined King, because then you're completely screwing over that. And you can't run away from Quem. That was a really nice kind of the really nice poppy ult to set that up. Sorry, my voice is kind of going. It's a really nice poppy ult to set that up. How long's left of this game? A little bit. So he gets, I think he gets like the Gangplank and the Ezreal away or something. That's a really, really, really nice. And they managed to get the tower off the back end of it as well. They really need to watch that they don't lose this. So apparently the stream stopped. Has the stream stopped? Look away. Okay, well apparently it hasn't. So people telling me the stream has stopped and it hasn't. If you would like me to be able to see these messages when we do them live, you can donate me a monitor. That would be great. Or just click some ads. That's always good. Gets me money. So I can improve the channel and the streams and everything. That would be lovely. I'm going to be talking about that soon this week. Yeah, the cleanup there was pretty nice. But this is the problem that the game's come into now. That like, if gamers 2 want an objective now, they can just come and take it. Like bar a poppy ult knocking 3 people away or something, like it was in that fight. So, boobily boo. It's like if gamers 2 want an objective now, they can just rock up to it with their Malphite and their Braum and just be like, "Sup, we're taking this." And that's a really bad sign for H2K. And that's why you build Blade of the Ruined King on your AD carries. And probably because it's Malphite, build a Lord Dominic's Regard. Because it's not that great, but actually on like things like Malphite that have like 500 armor, like 40% ignoring armor is huge. So I don't know why H2K are putting so much priority in that side of the map, considering that that the Baron's gone. The mid lane will be the focus now. You just need to leave the Quinn to split push and have enough vision so she can do that. And now they need to not lose this. They're looking to split push, but they don't have the anti-siege to make this happen. But they managed to get the Malphite ult burnt, which means they're probably going to be able to keep this tower. They managed to get one in response. No, they're not going to be able to take it. It's really nice to get the Malphite away, but they can't really do anything off the back end of it because their engage is pretty poor. So the Quinn did well there, but they lost something which they really shouldn't have. So with a better draft, they could have actually probably kept that. And then he doesn't get it. Wah, wah. That's interesting. Does he have Bandit? I didn't realise top laners in competitive for taking Bandit. Oh, so the Baron wasn't taken. Oh, my bad then. That's why they were putting priority on this side of the map. Baron was still up. Okay. That wall can be seen. Or can it? I don't know. Why did he flash? Oh, yeah, I guess they could have got someone. Okay, so that's right. So then they go in with a package, but he's actually way too far in, the Corki, and he gets picked off. And here comes the Malphite. No, look at Malphite. Just look at this. Like, middle of the fight, all game, can't do absolute jack shit. Yeah. Blade of the Rune King is your friend. Why are you focusing on this guy? He did nothing. Look at the Malphite. Oh, I hate like LCS for this reason. It's like, look at the it's the same reason what happens in like sports and stuff. It's like, look at this person doing a fancy flick, not the guy who like steadies the defense for 4 seasons and does all this stuff and is like the unsung hero of the team. Like this Malphite pick is just like the thing that's winning them this game. This and Braum, but they'll look at the fancy plays and the dodges and things. So they might actually win the game off this. Boing. Nope. So they do really well though. They managed to get a tower, an inhib, and a thing. Which this should actually be higher, but these towers only actually give 50 gold. So what's the next objective? Oh, you still can't see Dragon Death timers. Come on, Rito, fix your client. It's a really nice play here to try and get the jungler, but they actually lose the Baron as well. That's so. Oh god, that's so terrible. So they managed to get the AD carry, but they're giving up so much. The Gangplank's just off at the side doing Gangplank things, and this is just coming for you. This is coming to get you. And they just need to push side waves now. Malphite in top lane, 4 in bot lane. Shove this. They've got no wave clear. Or at least very little, very poor wave clear. Yeah, and oh, they managed to get a pick on the Gangplank. Maybe do they get him? Yeah, so they managed to get that. That's really nice. And now, but they lose their top lane. Do they? Ooh, that was close. But they managed to. Yeah, they can just pick off. I mean, the Malphite. Yeah. So they do really well there, but they just don't have any sort of like. Why are you going in there? Why are you going in? That's just tilt right there. But I mean, look at this. He's taking tower hits as well. It's just, yep, and he's just gonna get slapped to death. So basically, in conclusion, don't play against Malphite if you're not willing to buy a bloody Blade of the Rune King. I bet this is gonna be a Runan's Hurricane as well. This is gonna be a Runan's Hurricane. Any amount of money, that's a Runan's Hurricane. So the fight's going really well here, but it's going okay. If they can just, like, they focus so hard on this and they're just not attacking this big thing that's in front of them and it's just cleaning them up. No, this is like, yeah, you got the back line, but this, I mean, they've got like 7 times the amount of health that the carries do, so what are you going to do if you can barely get the back line? I mean, this is just an inherent problem I see in so many pro games that I think, like, you can build Blade of the Rune King second item. Yes, it's not the most optimal build, but will it win you the game? Probably. Because there's a fucking Malphite on their team, you know? Like, Don't just build the same stuff over and over again because it won you that last game. Think, what do I need to win this game? What have they got? Like QSS, great buy. You know, and this is just the story now. I mean, Gamers 2 actually have really poor vision control around everything. They've got enough vision when they go somewhere, but because they don't need the vision control because H2K can't do anything against them, basically. It's a 9-1 Malphite. Like, there's nothing they can do against this. So, a few more minutes. So I guess they make one more fight and probably win the game off the back of it. Just look to siege up this tower now. You can take these Caitlyn traps. Like the Malphite can just walk into them. I don't know why the gangplank is, but you know, oranges I guess. That's what I mean. Like they can just walk up to an objective and say this is ours now. Like because there's nothing that they can do. Personally, I think if you want a champion that gives you like the power of Caitlyn in lane but has tank shred, something like Varus can be a good like option. He's pretty nice with the Essence Reaver buff and things, and he does kind of the same thing as Caitlyn does a little bit, but can make picks as well. Like, why are you looking to flank? They're just gonna go on you. Like, this is just really bad. Did he use his ult? No, I thought Poppy used her ult. So yeah, this is just going to be a point till when Gamers 2 they can't get outpoked because the sustain's pretty high and the Malphite is huge. They have to make some like godlikely sim play here, and they're basically just buying time for bot lane to shove in, and then, but they need to now stop them now. But there's two people in mid lane, so now you can't stop them. Okay, well that's all the pressure gone. And Gangplank, hi. That's why you ban Gangplank, ladies and gentlemen. He just gets to a point. It's like Fiora, but like less obnoxious because he actually has a deficit in the early game. But he'll just get to a point where he'll just go, and I'm here, and blow you up. So, Baron's up. Gamers 2 should look to, because they can just dissuade any fight at the moment. Take it, just take it, like start it, take it. What are H2K gonna do about this? This is an unusually poor draft and game by H2K. They usually have a lot better of a draft at least. Like everyone has bad days, I understand that, but like the drafts are I mean that's a Braum taking on like the 280 carries. That should tell you the state of the game. And they've basically just won now. Didn't even need to take the Baron. Yeah, so I think this is the end. Has Malphite used his ult? He has. Okay. So this should be the end. Right, so that's going to be the end of the VOD review. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned again tomorrow for another one. It might be earlier in the day. It might be about the same time. I don't know. Check out my channel. Subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. I've tried to update my channel a little bit today, so tell me what you think of that down in the comments. Follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter and Google+, so please go follow me on those, and I'll be posting stuff regularly, hopefully, to do with things like that. So I think that's all the stuff out the way. So have a good day, have a good night, good luck, and thanks for watching.